Welcome to a remarkable journey where passion, curiosity, and hidden treasures come together to transform an ordinary day into something extraordinary. Today's story carries the spark of discovery, the thrill of history, and the excitement of holding greatness in your hands. First up, we dive into the world of a single, powerful piece of the past, one BigPenny from the year 1961, carrying the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This is not a collection, not a set, but one coin, and one story strong enough to amaze anyone who hears it. This legendary 1961 penny was created at a time when the United Kingdom was shaping itself into a modern world leader, yet still holding firmly to traditional craftsmanship. Each coin was struck with intention, precision, and national pride, reflecting a period of growth, stability, and royal legacy. The minting of this coin began because the British economy needed a reliable, durable, and easily used denomination for everyday trade. But what makes this particular penny extraordinary is not just its purpose, but the era it came from, a time when Queen Elizabeth II's early reign symbolized hope, unity, and a stronger future. Every detail on this penny was designed to capture the strong identity of the nation. The royal portrait on one side stands for leadership and continuity, while the seated Britannia on the reverse reflects strength, security, and deep historical roots. This combination made the penny more than currency, it became a national emblem. Collectors today admire this coin not just for its age, but for the craftsmanship and bold artwork that marks one of the most recognizable coin designs in British history. The 1961 issue remains one of the most remarkable examples of the PreDecimal era, a period now long gone and never returning. Now let's talk about why this single penny earns admiration and value in the modern world. Its uniqueness comes from the fact that it represents the final years before the decimal system replaced the classic British coinage. That gives it historical weight and collector appeal. The value of this penny rises because the early reign portrait of Queen Elizabeth II has become iconic. Collectors around the world chase these early period coins because they stand for beginnings, a new queen, a new vision, and a new chapter in the monarchy. But most importantly, your 1961 BigPenny becomes valuable because people love items that connect them to the past. The number of collectors wanting this coin has grown every year, especially those who admire British history, royal memorabilia, and antique metalwork. Some collectors are willing to offer surprising amounts when they see a well-preserved example. Coins like this have been known to reach impressive prices in premium condition because they stand out as historical keepsakes rather than ordinary pennies. In the present-day market, the maximum selling price for an attractive, well-kept 1961 penny can climb to over $150, depending on shine, sharpness, color, and originality. And with proper care, that number can increase as collectors continue searching for quality pieces. The growing interest in early-period Elizabeth II coinage proves that this market is far from slowing down. Each year more new collectors enter the hobby, which means demand rises, and potential value rises along with it. And this is the part where your personal choice becomes powerful. Holding onto this one iconic penny can become an investment in time, history, and value. Keeping it sealed, protected, and preserved gives it the best chance of climbing even higher in the years to come. Imagine telling the story behind the coin when someone asks. You won't just be holding a penny, you'll be holding a reminder of royalty, an artifact from a changing nation, and a symbol of craftsmanship that no modern currency can duplicate. This is exactly why many collectors see the 1961 penny as a treasure worth securing. It marks a chapter of British heritage that grows more admired as time passes, and your single coin becomes a part of that growing admiration. As you continue exploring the world of rare coins, remember that value often hides where people least expect it. A simple object today can turn into a powerful asset tomorrow, especially when it carries history as strong as this one. So celebrate this journey, appreciate the beauty of what you already hold, and step forward with confidence. Your one UK 1961 ElizabethII BigPenny is more than just metal. It is a story, a legacy, and a valuable piece of time. Next coin, the UK1 BigPenny 1962 ElizabethII coin, stands as a powerful reminder of British history, made during a period when the nation was shaping its identity in a transforming world. This script focuses entirely on this one coin, highlighting its value, its future potential, and its inspiring legacy. This single 1962 penny carries the portrait of young Queen Elizabeth II, placing it among the early reign coins that collectors around the world seek with great enthusiasm. These early designs hold emotional and historical weight, making them far more desirable than later issues. The coin was created for daily circulation during the final years of the PreDecimal system. These were the last moments before the UK shifted to the decimal format, which increased the historical importance of each remaining large penny. That transformation alone boosts the significance of this coin. Behind its creation was a need for stable and familiar currency that served British trade, transport, and everyday life. But beyond its purpose, the 1962 penny represents tradition, identity, and the lasting impact of craftsmanship that defined British coinage. Collectors appreciate the deep symbolism of Britannia seated on the reverse side. This figure was used for centuries to represent national strength, peace, and maritime dominance. A design so iconic naturally strengthens the appeal and value of the 1962 penny. Today, this coin gains attention not only for its age, but for what it represents: the beginning years of a queen who became one of the longest-reigning monarchs in world history. The early portrait is what makes the coin desirable and increasingly sought after. In the present market, serious collectors often compete for well-preserved 1962 pennies, especially those with original color, sharp edges, and a glossy surface. The better the condition, the more impressive the price can become. A high-grade 1962 penny has been known to reach up to $180 in competitive situations, and that number can rise when the coin displays exceptional preservation or comes from a trusted source. Demand remains strong among British collectors and international buyers. Even average examples continue to gain interest because the pre-decimal era grows more distant every year. This distance increases historical emotional value, making your single coin more attractive as time passes. The potential for future value is very real. As the number of high-condition pennies decreases due to age, damage, and loss, surviving pieces naturally become rarer. Rarity always pushes value upward, and this trend is moving in the right direction for the 1962 penny. Collectors who invest early reign ElizabethII coins tend to see long-term growth, not decline. This pattern supports the idea that your one big penny can become even more valuable in the coming years if protected properly. To preserve its value, keeping the coin sealed, stored in a dry environment, and away from rough handling ensures long-lasting appeal. The better it looks, the higher the future price can climb. The story behind the coin increases its desirability. The year 1962 marked a time of cultural expansion, global influence, and modernization in the UK. Millions admire items from this era because they connect them to a powerful moment in British heritage. Even as time moves forward, this penny remains a frozen piece of that era, a piece that continues attracting the curiosity of new collectors and the passion of experienced numismatists. Your single 1962 penny acts like a historical passport, carrying the identity of the nation and the dignity of a young queen who reshaped modern monarchy. That symbolic richness gives the coin a deeper emotional and monetary value. The maximum selling price today depends on condition, but top-tier examples can push well above $150 and approach $200 when the coin shines with strong details and originality. This places it firmly among the more desirable pre-decimal pieces. As interest grows in vintage British currency, the 1962 penny's value is expected to rise rather than fall. More collectors joining the hobby means more competition and stronger demand for older coins. Because of this long-term upward trend, keeping the coin for the future is a wise decision. Many collectors view these pennies as small yet powerful investments, capable of surprising returns over time. Your one UK BigPenny 1962 ElizabethII coin is not just a relic, it is a valuable piece of history, a symbol of national pride, and an item capable of delivering impressive value when handled with care. No matter how long you hold it, this coin continues to carry the energy of the past, the potential of the future, and the opportunity to turn a small piece of metal into a meaningful treasure. Second coin, the 1965 OnePenny coin from the United Kingdom, struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, is more than just a scrap of old bronze. It is a small piece of British numismatic history, and many collectors, from hobbyists to serious coin hunters, still show interest in owning one. This 1965 penny weighs 9.4 grams and is made of bronze. On the obverse side, there is the young bust of Queen Elizabeth II by sculptor Mary Gillick, with the legend ElizabethII Regina F around it. On the reverse side is the classic seated figure of Britannia, helmeted, holding a trident and resting a hand on a shield bearing the UK heraldic crosses, with OnePenny and the date 1965 visible. The 1965 penny was minted in London. Its mintage number, the number of coins produced, was approximately 121,310,400. That huge number means that the coin was common in circulation, but over decades many have been lost, thrown away, melted down, or worn smooth, so surviving specimens, especially in good condition, hold appeal. Because of its relatively common origin, the standard market value for a 1965 penny remains modest. For coins in average circulated condition, typical retail values hover around 5 pence to 20 pence. If the coin is found in better condition, such as about uncirculated or uncirculated, values can rise to roughly £0, £50, 70, or around 70 cents, depending on exchange rate and buyer interest. Yet when this coin appears on secondary markets or auction platforms, some listings show much higher asking prices, especially for examples described as superb, rare, or in mint/uncirculated condition. There are cases of sellers listing 1965 pennies for several pounds, dollars, sometimes far above typical values, usually targeting collectors who prize completeness, condition, and a clean look. The history of the UK penny under Queen Elizabeth II helps explain why even a common-looking coin like the 1965 penny carries collector interest. The line of PreDecimal pennies minted between 1953 and 1970 represents the final era of 1-pence bronze coins before the United Kingdom switched to decimal currency in 1971. That shift marked the end of an old monetary tradition, so coins from that final decades are often collected as mementos of a bygone era. For many collectors, owning a 1965 penny is not just about value, it's about heritage, nostalgia, and the story behind the coin. It connects them to a time when Britain used shillings, pence, and old-style currency, a tangible link to history. Because of that, demand remains moderate but steady. Even though millions were struck originally, surviving specimens, especially in decent condition, are scattered among collections, vaults, drawers, or have been lost. Every now and then someone looks to complete a set, e.g. all PreDecimal pennies, or wants a clean 1965 for display, which keeps interest alive. So yes, the 1965 OnePenny coin is valuable for the right buyer. Its value may not make you rich, but it transforms a simple bronze coin into a collectible item worth more than its face metal or obsolete monetary value. For a collector who understands what they have, this coin can be a prized addition. Imagine holding that round piece of bronze, the Queen's portrait on one side, Britannia on the other, minted more than 60 years ago. That's history in your hand. If you ever find a 1965 penny in unexpectedly good condition, clear details, minimal wear, strong original luster, that coin might fetch well above typical market prices, especially if someone is trying to complete a collection or likes clean vintage coins. Thus, the 1965 penny isn't just scrap metal or worthless. In 2025, it remains a collectible that many people want to buy, often at a modest premium over face value, but for the right coin, potentially significantly more. If you like, I can check recent real sale prices of 1965 pennies from major auctions last 5 years to give you a more concrete picture that tends to show the maximum price realistically achieved.